Football fans are still talking about it. One of the most controversial VAR decisions of the season. West Ham thought they had scored a dramatic late equaliser against Arsenal. The stadium erupted, the players celebrated, but seconds later VAR stepped in. And now, days later, PGMOL chief Howard Webb has finally broken his silence. Was the goal correctly disallowed? Did Arsenal get luck? Or did VAR actually make the right call? Today we're breaking down everything. The controversial moment, why the goal was ruled out, what Howard Webb said, fan reactions, Arsenal's little implications, and whether VAR is running football drama. Because this decision may have changed the entire Premier season. Let's go into it. Before we talk about the controversy, we need to understand just how massive this game was. Arsenal traveled to face West Ham knowing they absolutely needed 3 points. Every match now feels like a final. The pressure was enormous. Mikel Arteta's side were fighting to stay ahead in the title race, while West Ham were desperately battling to avoid relegation. So, both teams came into this match with everything on the line. And for most of the game, Arsenal looked in control. They defended well, they managed possession, and they found the breakthrough that gave them the lead. But as the clock ticked into stoppage time, chaos arrived. West Ham threw everyone forward. The crowd inside the stadium became louder and louder. Then came the moment, the cross into the box, bodies everywhere. The ball ends up in the net, and West Ham fans lost their minds. Players sprinted towards the corner flag. The bench exploded. Even commentators thought West Ham had rescued a priceless point. But then, VAR checked the goal, and everything changed. This is where the controversy truly began. As West Ham delivered the ball into Arsenal's penalty area, there was massive physical contact involving Arsenal goalkeeper David Raya. Raya came off his line attempting to claim the cross, but he collided with the multiple players in the crowded box. Moments later, the ball crossed the line. Initially, the referee allowed the goal, and honestly, many people watching thought it would stand. But VAR officials were checking one key question. Did the West Ham illegally interfere with the goalkeeper? That became the entire debate. After reviewing the incident, the referee overturned the goal. Foul on David Raya, no goal. Arsenal survived, and instantly social media exploded. Some fans said, clear foul, goalkeeper need protection. Others argued Raya was weak. He also controlled. He lost control. That is never a foul. And this is exactly why the controversy became massive. Because football has fans never agree when it comes to goalkeeper contact, especially in crowded penalty areas. Some pundits believed the decision was absolutely correct. Others called it soft, and within minutes, people demanded answers from PGMOL. That is when attention turned towards Webb. Now, Webb breaks silence. Webb rarely comments immediately on controversial incidents. But because this decision created such enormous debate, he eventually addressed it. According to Webb, officials believed there was enough contact on David Raya to justify disallowing the goal. The key argument was this: Raya's movement toward the ball was unfairly blocked by an attacking player. Webb reportedly explained that the goalkeeper's ability to compete for the cross was affected before the ball crossed the line. And under current Premier League officiating guidelines, that can be enough to award a foul. Now, here is when things get interesting. Webb also emphasized consistency. He suggested referees are being instructed to prioritize goalkeeper safety in crowded situations, especially when arms, bodies, or blocking movement prevent the keeper from making a legitimate attempt to claim the ball. But Critics immediately responded with the one question: if that is a foul, why assimilated sometimes allowed? And honestly, that is the biggest frustration fans have with VAR. Not just this decision, but consistency overall. Because football supporters can accept difficult decisions if they are applied equally every single week. But many feel identical incidents receive completely different outcomes depending on the referee or VAR. And that is why this controversy became bigger than just West Ham versus Arsenal. It became another chapter in the ongoing war between football fans and VAR. The fans' reaction online was absolutely insane. Arsenal fans celebrated survival. Many claimed the decision was obvious. They argued Raya was clearly pinned, and they pointed out that goalkeepers often receive protection in those situations. But West Ham fans were furious. Some called it robbery. Others accused VAR of destroying football. And neutral fans were split right down the middle. Former players also joined the debate. Some fans believed modern goalkeepers are overprotected. Others insisted attackers cannot simply clash into keepers inside the 6-yard box. One thing became clear: almost nobody was talking about the actual football anymore. The entire conversation became about VAR again. And that is becoming a serious issue for the Premier League, because at the moment dominate headlines for days. Instead of celebrating the game itself, everyone bets referees, everyone bets slow motion replays, everyone debates interpretations, and for many supporters it is exhausting. Now, let us ask the big question: did Arsenal get luck? The answer depends on perspective. Technically speaking, there was contact on David Raya. That part is undeniable. The debate is whether the contact was enough to overturn the goal. Some believe the referee should have stuck with the on-field decision. The others believe VAR correctly identified a clear foul, but from Arsenal's point of view, they won't care. At this stage of the season, results are everything. Title races are remembered for trophies, not controversial expressions. And Mikel Arteta knows that. Arsenal have spent years rebuilding toward this moment. Every point matters, every defensive stand matters, and surviving this scare could become one of the defining moments of their season, because title-winning teams often survive moments exactly like this. Little drama, controversy decisions, huge pressure. Sometimes champions need resilience, and sometimes they need luck. The incident has reignited the biggest debate in football. Is VAR actually improving the game? Supporters of VAR say it is correct. It corrected mistakes, it improves fairness, it prevents obvious errors, and sometimes that is true. But critics argue something very different. They say football is losing emotion. Moments that once created instant joy are now delayed by fear. Fans celebrate curiously, players wait nervously, commentators hesitate, because everyone knows VAR could change everything 30 seconds later. And that is exactly what happened here. West Ham fans celebrated wildly, only to experience a heartbreak moments later. So while VAR may improve technical accuracy, many believe it damages football emotional experience. And honestly, the debate isn't ending anytime soon. The West Ham versus Arsenal controversy will be remembered for a long time, not just because the decision itself, because it represents modern football perfectly. Tiny margins, slow motion reviews, endless debate. Howard Webb has explained why the goal was disallowed, but whether fans accept that explanation is another story entirely. Some will always believe Arsenal escaped, others will insist the officials got it right. But one thing is certain, VAR continues to divide football more than ever before. Now it's your turn. Did the VAR make the correct decision? Should the West Ham goal have stood, or was disallowing it is the right call? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you never miss the biggest football stories. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.